I pointed out my wife acted similar after my sister-in-law's gender reveal. My brother and his wife Emma had been trying for their second kid for like 3 years. When they finally got pregnant, they decided to do this whole gender reveal thing at their house last month. Nothing crazy, just family and some close friends, maybe 20 people total. My wife Jessica was super excited about it. She spent the whole week before talking about what she thought it would be, buying little gifts for both boy and girl possibilities, the whole thing. She even made these cute cupcakes with question marks on them. So we show up Saturday afternoon and everything's going normal. Emma's glowing, my brother's running around with their 4-year-old daughter Chloe, and everyone's just hanging out in their backyard waiting for the big moment. They had this giant black balloon that was supposed to have either pink or blue confetti inside. Emma's mom was the only one who knew what it was because she went to the appointment and coordinated with the party store. When it was time, my brother and Emma stood together holding the safety pin. Everyone had their phones out recording. They counted down from 3 and popped the balloon. Blue confetti everywhere. It's a boy. Everyone starts cheering and hugging them. I look over at Jessica and she's smiling, but something seemed off. Like her smile didn't reach her eyes, you know? But I figured maybe she was just tired or something. The weird stuff started on the drive home. Jessica was quiet the whole time, just staring out the window. When I asked if she was okay, she just said she was fine and changed the subject to what we needed from the grocery store. But then over the next few days, things got really strange. She started making these little comments about Emma, like how Emma was so lucky to get pregnant so easily the second time, or how some people just have everything handed to them. I didn't think much of it at first because Jessica and I had been trying for our first kid for about 8 months with no luck. I figured she was just feeling a little jealous, which seemed normal. But then she started getting really specific and nasty about it. She'd say stuff like how Emma probably didn't even want a boy, or how she was just doing the gender reveal for attention. She even said Emma looked fat in the pictures from the party, which was completely out of line since the woman is literally pregnant. The breaking point came 2 weeks later when my mom called to tell me that Emma had a miscarriage. I was devastated. My brother was a mess. The whole family was just heartbroken for them. When I told Jessica, I expected her to be upset too. Instead, she just nodded and said, "That's too bad," in this flat voice, then went back to scrolling on her phone. I stared at her for a minute. "That's too bad? That's it? Your sister-in-law just lost her baby and that's all you have to say?" She looked up at me like I was being dramatic. "What do you want me to say? These things happen. Maybe it's for the best anyway. They already have Chloe." I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. Who says that? Who says losing a baby is for the best? That's when it hit me. The same exact thing had happened 3 years ago when Jessica's sister Kate had her baby shower. Jessica had spent weeks leading up to it acting excited, bought an expensive gift, helped with decorations, but the day of the shower, she was weird and quiet. Afterwards, she spent months making snide comments about how Kate was showing off her pregnancy, how she was being dramatic about morning sickness, how the baby was probably going to be spoiled. When Kate's son was born, Jessica barely visited. She'd make excuses about being too busy or not feeling well. And when Kate posted pictures of the baby on social media, Jessica would make comments to me about how people who post too many baby pictures are desperate for attention. I confronted her about it that night. I told her I'd noticed a pattern with how she acts around pregnant women and new moms in our family, how she gets jealous and mean and says horrible things. She completely lost it, started screaming about how I was taking everyone else's side, how I didn't understand what it was like to watch everyone around you get pregnant while you can't, how I was being unsupportive and cruel. But here's the thing that really got to me. She said, "Maybe if you were better at this, we'd have our own baby by now and I wouldn't have to watch other people live the life I want." That broke something in me. I told her that her inability to get pregnant didn't give her the right to be cruel to women who could, that losing a baby isn't karma or justice, it's a tragedy, and that if she couldn't feel genuine sadness for her own family members going through something that devastating, then maybe she wasn't ready to be a mother anyway. She didn't talk to me for 3 days after that.